What happened? No boy, might be insulting. So now they bring you up for being insulting people? Who are your friend?
You were giving your friend money. Why you were giving
Oh, look, but I'm not looking. I'm not thinking that you're eating, sir. But that time, sir, when I mean lie. Yeah, but you can't be the one to be insulting people, my brother.
No. You need eating. Oh,
yes. Anyway, I'm sorry, I didn't get it. Yeah, I'm sorry. Now you say. Sorry, my man was talking to the member. You said that you become more professional now. Because you wear uniform and you might be Davis wedding poor.
Why is that you are giving your friend money?
I don't know. I said you tell me. So you can't tell me that you are giving somebody money. Who my friend gave money to?
Evidence.
Yeah, where they do things, when poor happen and they say officer that the officer and they insulting people. I get insulting people. But you in the public, then you say somebody want to put camera on you. Then I didn't even know that you were eating, so I put a camera on. Then you must be insulting me. But you started insulting me, chief. You didn't do well.
I'm sorry. That's okay.
But that does not give your friend a right to insult me. That's what I'm telling you.
So you were happy that gentleman.
It's simple. Yeah, my man. Oh, I eating. You don't put camera on me. Sorry, but you started insulting me.
Come on, guys. I beg you. The
appointment premier come second to that way to me again to you get respect when you see you get respect. He's a very friendly man. But if you're in the street, you're insulting people. You're not going to react for that thing you did to me. Sorry, too. Yeah, you don't do that. You're talking about drive to get somebody money. I know that drive to get somebody money. So, welcome to DN News Online Television. We are live at the Monrovia Central Prison, just day after 4 lawmakers on the House of Representatives were being incarcerated here at the Monrovia Central Prison. So keep watching. This is DN News Online Television. The name is George Cooper. We sorry we have to officers started to misbehave, so we have to respond to them. So this is it. This is the main entrance of Monrovia Central Prison. This is how it looks like here. This is the main entrance of Monrovia Central Prison. So DN News Online Television, the name is George Cooper. We are still coming to you live from the Monrovia Central Prison, commonly called Sub-Beach. So, but it's a Bureau of Correction and Rehabilitation, Ministry of Justice, here on Center Street. So, this is how this place looks like. Keep watching DN News Online Television. The name is George Cooper. We coming to you live from Monrovia Central Prison. So officers, this place is still on a tight security protocol. Officers of the Liberian National Police, specifically officers from the Emergency Response Unit, the ERU, well-armed ERU officers, they are deployed here to the premises of the Monrovia Central Prison, trying to provide maximum security to this particular area. So here they are. You see them, they are officers from officers. So that's it here. DN News Online Television. The name is George Cooper. We coming to you live from the Central Prison here at headquarters. So you see, this is a main entrance. So you see there is a welcome to Monrovia Central Prison, and it's a visiting days. Monday 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Wednesday 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and on Friday 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. are the visiting days here at the Monrovia Central Prison. And visit requirement, valid ID card or passport, no short trousers, no mini shirt or skin tight, no muscle arm or ceiling blasts or blasts, absolutely no phone calls at the main gate or in the compound, no slippers for men. So these are the warning here on the gate of the Monrovia Central Prison. So here, former House Speaker, the former Deputy Speaker, Councillor J. Fonati KOFFA, District Number 2 Grand Gedeh County Representative, and District 15 Monrovia County Representative Abu Bena Kamara, and District 16 Monrovia County Representative Dixon Sibo, along with District 3 Representative Jacob Dibley. They all spent their first night in here last night at the Monrovia Central Prison, and tonight they will be spending their second night here after they were being charged by the Liberia National Police for their involvement into the arson attack at the Capitol building that led to the burning of the Capitol building. So by tomorrow, which is Monday, they will be forwarded to court and the process start from there. But the Inspector General of the Liberia National Police, Colonel Gregory Coleman, has said that the police has sufficient evidence, a very strong evidence, to pursue this case to the conclusion of this case. So, but tomorrow, these lawmakers that are spending their second night here at the Monrovia Central Prison, they will be forwarded to court, and the process will begin from there. Okay, let me talk about it. Okay, so earlier on, the former vice earlier on, the former vice president and former Senator JorWeah were here. She paid a visit here and she left. And any moment from now, the former president, His Excellency George Weah, will soon be arriving here at the Monrovia Central Prison to pay a visit to the hierarchies of the Congress for Democratic Change that are spending their second night here at the Monrovia Central Prison. Earlier on, former President Weah was at the residence of the former First Lady, the late Nessie Bido, where he provided 50 bag of rice and $5,000 United States dollars, and promised that by tomorrow they will receive 2 cows as a own contribution towards the funeral of the former First Lady Nessie Bido. And there the former president told them that he will not be visible during the funeral because he's traveling out of the country, but assured them that his entire team would be there to grace the occasion. And then they also named him our rescue, a name that former President JorWeah rejected and said there are a lot of rescue in the country and he don't want to be part. So he asked them that instead of him being named rescue, he should be named our son. And right after that visit today at the home of the former First Lady, former President JorWeah is expected any moment from now to pay a visit at the Monrovia Central Prison, to come and speak to his party hierarchy that are spending their second night here at the Monrovia Central Prison. The life of Dixon Sibo from District 16, Monrovia County, Jacob Dibley from District Number 3, Grand Gedeh County, former Deputy Speaker and former House Speaker J. Fonati KOFFA from District Number 2, Grand Gedeh County, and Abu Bena Kamara, District 15, Monrovia County. They are all spending their second night here at the Monrovia Central Prison after they were being charged by the Liberia National Police. So former President JorWeah is on his way to the Monrovia Central Prison. His advanced team has already arrived and they are already in the compound of the Monrovia Central Prison. awaiting his officials' arrival. So you can see the officers of the Liberia National Police, Pacific Emergency Response Unit, and the riot police. They are all posted, providing security to Monrovia Central Prison. So we keep watching DN News, keep sharing the live as we continue to bring you live coverage of the arrival of former President JorWeah here at the Monrovia Central Prison. The name is George Cooper, and this is DN News online television, coming to you live from the Monrovia Central Prison, commonly called as Sub Beach. So we are here at the main entrance of the Monrovia Central Prison, and officers of the Liberian National Police, they are all deployed here. Almost all of the entrances here are under the control of the Liberian National Police. So you see, this is the pickup. This pickup belongs to the Liberian National Police. This is the pickup, and so we are here to see whether or not the former President JorWeah will be allowed access to the Monrovia Central Prison. So that is why we are here, but we were advised that you keep watching DN News online television, keep sharing our live, and keep making your comments as we wait for the arrival of the former President, His Excellency, former President JorWeah, as he's expected to be here any moment from now. So see this picture. These are the officers that are deployed here, officers of the Liberian National Police. So you see there, they are all armed police officers. They are deployed here in their numbers. So this operation is being held by Unit 102 of the Liberian National Police, Nelson Freeman. So you see, they are ERU officers of the Emergency Response Unit. They are here. So I see officers of the Liberian National Police. They are here. They are in their numbers. Okay. So the official vehicle of former president. So here comes former President JorWeah. That is the convoy of former President JorWeah that is hailing at the Monrovia Central Prison. So okay, so that's it. The former President JorWeah just arrived here at the Monrovia Central Prison. So this is the official vehicle of former President JorWeah. The gates of Sub Beach have been opened to give access to the former president in the compound of Monrovia Central Prison. So this is former President JorWeah arriving here at the Monrovia Central Prison. So he is accompanied by former Foreign Minister D. Masasa Akimiya, Nura Finabono, along with the National Chairman of the CDC, Jangako. So here comes Jangako, the National Chairman of the CDC. So along with Sifiko Basigia, former Buchanan Port Manager. So the gate, they are shut out the gate and denying the CDC Chairman entrance, along with Sifiko Basigia, former Buchanan Port Manager.
But the president works with people, do you know?
So the chairman has been informed that the facility is a small one, and they will get words from within the central prison whether they will be allowed in.
So the chairman,
Chairman Cole, do you think you've been denied access as of this moment?
Come again?
Do you think you've been denied access?
No. I think I'm just trying to coordinate. Yeah.
Okay.
He said no.
So you're still waiting patient?
Yeah, I'm with the former president Entourage.
But will you be going in there?
Yeah.
Okay, so Chairman Changa Cole is still, you know,
he's still optimistic that
he will
be allowed in, but currently as we speak,
Monrovia Central
the
Prison.
gates have been locked.
2 vehicles have been allowed
And
entry. One
only
that of
former President Weah, along with the former Minister of Foreign Affairs and former Chief of Protocol Finabono, they were allowed in, along with the former President George Weah. But currently we have at the gate here the National Chairman of the Congress for Democratic Change, Changa Cole, along with former Buchanan Port Manager Civico Basigia. The both of them have at the entrance yet after they were being denied access to the premises of the Monrovia Central Prison on ground that the facility is a very small area and they do not need a huge number of people entering the facility. So they are outside of the gate waiting for the return of the former president from the Monrovia Central Prison.
Go and see those 4 lawmakers that have been put behind bars.
So earlier on, the former Vice President JorWeah Taylor was here, and then she left. And my name is Josh Cooper. I'm here along with my CEO, and together we are doing a joint broadcast here at the headquarters of, at this Monrovia Central Prison. So former President JorWeah arrived at Monrovia Central Prison. But we still have here at the entrance former Buchanan Port Manager Civico Basigia and National Chairman of the Congress for Democratic Change, CDC, Changa Cole. So Changa Cole is going to have access, according to the security here. He was sent to come to allow. So former Buchanan Port Manager Civico Basigia stay here.
Forget about it. If you let your way is growing every day, the man comes out here, he says somebody meditating him. Who's meditating you? Then you can't say anything. The next thing now, where's one coming back? That's 2 different statements. He's supposed to be an officer, a teacher, justice, like that. How can this officer tell me and say, oh, somebody sent him, then the next thing you say, where's one?
So Chief Gazeba. Chief, I want to ask you a few questions.
So he's Civico Basigia, former Buchanan Port Manager and the stalwart of the Congress for Democratic Change. He been denied access to the compound of Monrovia Central Prison. So keep watching DN News Online Television. The name is George Cooper. We coming to you live from Monrovia Central Prison, where former President George Weah is paying visit to the few lawmakers that spent their first night here last night, and they are about to spend their second night here at the Monrovia Central Prison. The life of Dixon Seaboard, Abu Bernard Kamara, Councillor for Nancy KOFFA, and Jacob Dibley, they all spent their first night here at the Monrovia Central Prison. So former President Weah, after visiting the home of former First Lady Nancy Doe, he's now at the Monrovia Central Prison visiting the CDC lawmakers that are here at the Monrovia Central Prison. So keep watching, keep sharing the live as we bring you live coverage here. The name is George Cooper. We are here with the entire team of DN News Online Television, bringing you this live coverage here. Former Buchanan Port Manager Civico Basigia, who came along with former President George Weah, was denied entry to the compound of the Monrovia Central Prison. So you see him. This is Civico Basigia. He's the former Buchanan Port Manager. He came along with former President George Weah but he was being denied access to the compound. According to officers, they were acting on the instruction they received from the authority above to only allow former President JorWeah along with few of his officials within the compound, and not everybody. So one of those officials that were denied is former Buchanan Pro manager Civico Basigia, who were denied access to the compound. But he tried to make the officers to understand that he came along with the former president. He's part of the former president dedication. But the officer said he was acting on instruction from the above to only allow former President Weah and few of his entourage within the compound. So that is it here at the Bureau of Correction and Rehabilitation here. But keep watching. And there's a huge security protocol here. Officers of the Liberian National Police, they are all deployed here in their numbers. They have an arm and they are here trying to provide security. So you see, these are officers, the Liberian National Police. So keep watching DN News Online Television. My name is Josh Cooper. This is DN News Online Television, coming to you live from Monrovia Central Prison, where former President JorWeah is visiting few of the CDC lawmakers that spend their first night here, and they will be spending their second night here after they were being charged by the officers of the so that's it here. This is the Monrovia Central Prison. This is Monrovia Central Prison. This is Monrovia Central Prison. Subish. This is Subish. So former President Weah, along with few of his interred, are already in there, visiting Fonati KOFFA, Jacob Tibli, Abu Kamara, Dixon Sibo. They are all from the Congress for Democratic Change. So that's it here, the DN News Online Television. Earlier on, the former president was at the home of the former First Lady, Nancy Doe, the late, and he made available 50 bags of rice, 5,000 United States dollars, and promised them 2 cows that would be provided tomorrow early morning by Nora Finabono. And right after that visit, the former president made his way here at the Monrovia Central Prison. He's being accommodated by party chairman Janga Ko, former foreign minister D. Master Sakimiya, and former chief of protocol Nora Finabono. They are here, but the former Buchanan Pro manager Civico Basigia was being denied by officers of the Liberian National Police from having access to the Monrovia Central Prison after making them understand that he part of the former president dedication. The police said we are acting based on the instruction we received that former President Weah, along with few officials, should be given access, and so he was not one of them, and so he been denied access. So he's standing outside and waiting for the return of former President JorWeah. So that's it here, DN News Online Television. My name is Josh Cooper. So the police are asking for identification card of our colleagues. This is one of our colleagues. He's come from the front page Africa. So he's been asked by the officers to put his pass on his neck to avoid. So that's it. We are here live from the Central Prison, where former President JorWeah visiting the few lawmakers from the CDC that are spending their second night here at the Monrovia Central Prison after they were being charged by the Liberian National Police based on their involvement to the arson attack at the Capitol being led to the burning of the Capitol. So the police earlier on invited them as person of interest, and later on they said they were suspect. So they were charged. They spent their first night at the headquarters of the Liberian National Police. And yesterday they were taken to the Monrovia City Court and then transferred to the Monrovia Central Prison, where they spent their first night, and today they will be spending their second night. And by tomorrow, Monday, they will be transferred to court, and the process is going to start from there. But the Inspector General of Police, Gregory Coleman, has said the police has strong evidence that they can use to pursue this case to the conclusion. And the Capitol building incident surprised every Liberians. A Liberian woke up one early morning and heard that the Capitol building was on fire. And journalists went there to do a coverage. We saw the building itself, was set ablaze, and the entire chambers, get destroyed. And since then, the police, along with fire service, started their investigation. Several individuals was being arrested, charged. Some of them were charged and forwarded to court. They are currently at Monrovia Central Prison, and later on the police cooled down, and the Senator Amarakon of Bapolu County wrote plenary of the Liberian Senate asking them to summon the Minister of Justice, Inspector General of Police Gregory Coleman, and the heads of the Liberian National Fire Service to give explanation as regards to where we are as a country on the update of the fire incident at the Capitol. So Amara Conan said they should be invited to give a comprehensive report as regards to where we are. And so right after the appearance of the Minister of Justice, Inspector General of Police Gregory Coleman, the heads of the fire service, right after their appearance, few days, we noticed that the police started sending communication to individuals they considered a person of interest, and 7 lawmakers from the House of Representatives was being invited to the headquarters of the Liberian National Police that they considered a person of interest. Out of the 7, 2 of them was being released because the police said that there's no evidence to link the 2 of them to that incident. So
Image are rude and shouting, screaming.
Yeah, but I have promotion too. Have you finished out? Yeah, so yesterday, the former President JorWeah is here at the Monrovia Central Prison, but there's something surprising here. As soon as former President JorWeah arrived and he entered the compound of Monrovia Central Prison, the inmates in the prison started to shout, celebrating the former president, So the inmates themselves, so the entire Monrovia Central Prison got noisy a few minutes when former President JorWeah arrived at the Monrovia Central Prison. The entire Central Prison got noises. Inmates from the various departments started to make noise, cheering for former President JorWeah, celebrating the former president. So it's surprising. As for me, this is the first time for me to see a former president visiting a central prison, and the inmates in the cell are celebrating. So that shows that former President JorWeah is being loved, not just outside, but even the image in itself, showing love and solidarity to former President JorWeah. You know, I mean, I'm told that former President Weah even shed tears, you know, when he arrived at the Monrovia Central Prison and noticed that image in his cell was celebrating him. So it made him to shed tears that he will be loved to the extent where somebody in his cell, despite being in his cell, the person still showing love and kindness to former President JorWeah. So former President Weah did not take that lightly. You know, he was emotional. He started to shed tears. So that's just what happened. A few minutes after former President Weah arrived here at Monrovia Central Prison, he was given access to the compound. When he entered the compound, the image in his cell, you know, started to celebrate him. You know, started to jubilate. They were in a jubilant mood when they noticed that former President Weah was in a compound. And, you know, they started celebrating. They started singing slogan. You know, so they still show love to him. So, I mean, come to think about it, this is the former president of the country, a former football legend, a man who won African best, world best, FIFA best, European best, and then he became president for Liberia. 6 years he served as president. He became senator of Monrovia County. So today he came to the Monrovia Central Prison to visit his lawmakers that was brought here yesterday. And the inmates started to celebrate after they noticed that former President Weah was in a compound. They were jubilating, they were celebrating. So what does that mean? What does it show? What does it mean to former President Weah? When you arrive to the Central Prison, you notice that the inmates are celebrating you. So it made him to shed tears. I'm being told by the hierarchy around him that he shed tears when he noticed that the inmates in his cell was celebrating him after they noticed that he was at the compound of the Monrovia Central Prison. It shows that he's not just being loved outside, but even in his cell, there are people there who are celebrating him. So that is just what is happening here at the Monrovia Central Prison, where former President Weah is visiting a few lawmakers that was brought here. So that's why I said this is the first experience I'm getting. This is strange to me, where a former president will visit a prison cell, and the prisoner in the cell will be celebrating him. I have not seen this happening to other presidents. Maybe it happened. I don't have the record of that. I have not witnessed that. So this is the first time I'm seeing people in the cell, a prisoner, celebrating a former president after they noticed that he was around. But that's just it here. So keep watching, keep sharing the live. This is DN News Online Television. The name is JorWeah. We coming to you live from the Monrovia Central Prison, where former President Weah is visiting. After visiting the home of the former First Lady Nancy Doe, who passed up at the age of 71. She was born July 18, 1954, and died in 2005. So we are yet. I'm here along with Jimpa and the CEO of this novel platform, Chokon Flabman, is also here. We want our general manager, Mr. Aaron Cuban, is on assignment somewhere, working. Today's Sunday, we are in a field. Imagine today's Sunday, where we're supposed to be relaxing home and resting after hard days of work during the week, but we are in a field, and not just in the field alone. We are in the field along with our CEO, our general manager, Mr. Aaron Cuban. All of us, we are together working, making sure that Liberians are informed about the day-to-day happenings within Liberia, live from Monrovia Central Prison. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So you see, Liberians are coming out after they notice that former President JorWeah is being visited to the Monrovia Central Prison. They are all outside. They have come to see former President Weah. So you see here, these are residents of this particular community. They are outside after they notice former President Weah visiting the Monrovia Central Prison. But you can see these are officers of the Liberia National Police. They are all deployed here. They are back facing the main entrance of the Monrovia Central Prison, and they are face this way. So they are here. They are all in the riot gear. You can see them. Armed police officers of the Liberia National Police deployed here at the Monrovia Central Prison. So citizens of this community, they are coming out after they notice that former President Weah is visiting Monrovia Central Prison. So you can see them, they are all out here. So we've been told that any moment from now, the former president will be coming out. Today Sunday he came from church and went to the home of the former First Lady. From there he came to Monrovia Central Prison. So he has to go home to take a rest. But this is how the Monrovia Central Prison. These are Liberians living here at around the Monrovia Central Prison. So they are outside because they noticed that the former president is visiting the Central Prison. So they are come to see former President JorWeah. So when former President Weah arrived yet, he was being allowed. The officers of the Liberian National Police are here. They respected and recognized the former president and allowed him and his entourage into the compound of the people belonging to the national chairman of the Congress for Democratic Change, Janga. This is the official vehicle of the CDC national chairman, Janga. Janga is here along with the former president. He part of the former president dedication here at the Monrovia Central Prison. So this is the official vehicle of the CDC national chairman, Chairman Janga. So this is how it looks like here at the Monrovia Central Prison. So TN News on television. That's it here. So that's it. We told earlier on the former Vice President and former Senator of Bon County, JorWeah Taylor, was here and she left.
Thanks to the assistant manager for Operation George Cooper, who initially was doing the commentary, giving the play-to-play description of what has been unfolding here. You rise impact versus the in Liberia, following the exit of the vice president, former vice president of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency JorWeah, who added on visited Councilor Jeffrey KOFFA and 4 others incarcerated lawmakers. And she spent an hour long chatting with them, and we had the privilege to have a chit chat with her. And basically, she said a few things about her conversation and her meeting with Councilor KOFFA and 4 others. And she stated that we are in good condition. It's very in good conditions. What she said about the situation. And she's also re-emphasized that the former speaker is a man of law, in respect to the rule of law. So therefore, they are waiting for Monday in the competent court of jurisdiction, where all of the allegations are things against being leveled against those 5 lawmakers, those 4 lawmakers, rather, because President KOFFA is out of the process. Being leveled against the 4 lawmakers who have been incarcerated to be proven in a competent court of jurisdiction. Following that, the former president, the immediate former president of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency, who initially paid a visit to the home of the former First Lady of Liberia, the late Nancy Doe, former wife to the late President Samuel Kanya Doe, who died weeks ago. He paid a visit to a home where he made a donation of 1 million ARD, equivalent to 5,000 liberty and 50 bags of rice. And following that, he also made a way to the Monrovia Central Prison, South Beach, to pay the visit to the former speaker of the 55th National Legislature, also an affiliate, I would say an affiliate, because he supported the bid, the speakership bid for Funari KOFFA, which led to Funari KOFFA claiming or clinching the speakership back then January 15th of 2024, the speakership of the 55th National Legislature. So he's here to visit those 4 lawmakers who have been incarcerated. And this will be the second night here. This will be the second night here. They were brought here on yesterday morning, and this will be the second night here. And from observations, what we've gathered, what we've seen, there has been tight security protocols being restricted. There's something that is not strange, something that is usual whenever you have statesmen and VIPs in the country that are arriving at a particular event or at a particular gathering. You always see top security protocols and a shield of protectiveness has been built here as well, right before the main entrance of the Monrovia Central Prison. And residents also come out in numbers, hoping to see the immediate former president. And prior to that, prior to the entry of the former president, His Excellency Weah, you have inmates who ruled, who screamed with a shout following his arrival into the compound of the Monrovia Central Prison. This is DNS Liberia, who are just providing more updates on what has been happening since this afternoon here today at the Monrovia Central Prison, and more of what you expect from us. This is what we owe the country. This is Liberia Premier Online Platform. You can visit us on TikTok, on our website, on our YouTube channel, and just give us a follow. And so you're encouraged to ask others to follow the live broadcast, invite others as well. It will be a great help if these are being done. So we are still here at the Monrovia Central. Any moment from now, the president, the former president of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency Weah, will be leaving the Monrovia Central Prison. He's expected to travel on today. He made that disclosure. The residents was sympathizing with the family of the late Nancy Doe. But this is DNS Liberia. We are still here. to provide you all of the nature happiness or what might happen of the nature of this. Yeah, so any moment from now, the former President, His Excellency George Weah will make his exit out of the compound of the Monrovia Central Prison. So we will probably if the need be, we will try to establish the whether we
Thank you.
Ernest Binda from the Central Prison, and a host of other journalists. We are making sure that we bring you this entire process as it unfolds. The Rotunda and the chambers of Liberia's iconic Capitol building caught a fire on the 18th of December 2024. For back as speakership being passed an attempt to house the then embattled speaker chief of KOFFA,
So that's it here, DA News on television. We told that former President Weah will soon be coming out. So we are posted at the main gate of Monrovia Central Prison. We are posted at the main gate of Monrovia Central Prison, expecting former President Weah, who will soon be coming out.
Yes, you're right. This is where we find ourselves. We're sitting
So that's it here. So the former President JorWeah, any moment from now, he will be coming out. So we see armed men coming out from the Monrovia Central Prison, and the vehicle of former President Weah. So we're getting a light. Okay, former President JorWeah is now coming out. I tell you here, they are now opening the gate, so you can look in there, the Monrovia Central Prison. That is the Monrovia Central Prison right there. So this is the official vehicle of former President JorWeah coming out from the compound of Monrovia Central Prison. So this is the vehicles of former President JorWeah.
So, former President Weah is not going to speak to the media.
So the former president is not willing to speak to the media. Okay.
In your protest
Nothing is
action,
going to demoralize them. We have to show solidarity.
will they be going to court tomorrow to post a bill?
That's how we are told, yeah.
All right, so you listen to
So he did Masters Akimia, former Minister of Foreign Affairs, Republic of Liberia. So that is the convoy of former President JorWeah. They are exiting from the Monrovia Central Prison. After former President Weah paid a visit to the Monrovia Central Prison to identify with his lawmakers from the Congress for Democratic Change that has vowed to spend their second night at the Monrovia Central Prison after they were being charged by. So this is DA News online television. We're coming to you live from Monrovia Central Prison. So this is how the Monrovia Central Prison look like. So the former president has left, and earlier on the former vice president JorWeah was here, and now is the former president Weah. I remember those lawmakers are in the Central Prison. They are lawmakers from the Congress for Democratic Change. They are about to spend their second night at the Monrovia Central Prison. The life of former House Speaker Funati KOFFA. Funati KOFFA is a former Deputy Speaker, a former Minister of State with our portfolio, Ministry of State for Presidential Affairs, and former House Speaker of the House of Representatives. Okay, so thanks so much.